Joe Listorti, Andy Santor, Mill Creek Golf Course. Thanks for coming today. Going to take a look at, I think 4 videos here we're going to look at. And, we're going to, these 2 videos are before I made any comments to you. And we're going to take a look at, why you're hitting the ball the way you are and, kind of why you're hooking it, and kind of point out that it's really in many cases the kind of opposite of what you think. Here you can't, the face on, the video on the left is face on. All you can see is you're hitting the driver here, and the ball is well back in your stance, and you've probably gotten to that point because of you kind of hitting those hooks. Now in your case you're hitting low hooks. But here we're going to go into your backswing. You really won't be able to see a whole lot other than, look like he had a pretty good shoulder turn. It actually looks pretty good there. Guy looks like he's in pretty good position. But you'll see when you come through the ball, okay, I can tell just from this angle how you're coming well underneath it. And, everything you're doing there is to try and stop you from hooking it, but you're still doing it. Okay, you could see, there's some way too much lateral motion of your left hip, not enough internal rotation, and that kind of locks you out a little bit. But here we're going to look at the down the line version and show you why you're doing what you do. Okay, I'm going to draw a line up your shaft plane here. Another thing I'm going to comment on is your posture, and I wouldn't mess with this right now, but you're standing straight up and down. I tried getting your pelvis back and getting you bent over to get a little bit more forward flexion, and I would play around with that a little bit. You had a difficult time making contact with it when we were doing that, probably because we're working on too many things at once. But so stick hard with what we came up with today, but you can see you're kind of standing straight up and down. Your feet are well right of the target. Now your target is somewhere over here, and you can see your feet are well right of that, obviously because you're hooking it. You'll see, and a lot of times people think they're hooking it, they think they're coming over the top of it, and you'll see in your case where we're not even anywhere near coming over the top of it. You can see you're way underneath the shaft plane on your backswing. Okay. Alright. So you get real shallow. Okay, and then you come well underneath the shaft plane again. You actually shallow out a little bit on your downswing. You're real shallow. You're way underneath it. Coming from way inside. Now you would look there, you would think once again we're hitting the ball where this draw a little circle here. Here's our target, is somewhere up in there, and you think, well, you're going to hit the ball right at that target, but now you don't. You manage to what we call swing over the bottom of the ball and hit big hooks. So what we came up with to combat this, alright, we go to whoops, okay, apologize, I'm flipping videos around here. So there we are back there. There we are there. Okay, so this is the video on the left. Here is what we did. Okay, gonna go. Here's our target. Our target's up here somewhere. Alright, so I got your feet. Sorry about that. I'm not gotta switch lines. Alright, I got our feet square, more square to our target line. You can see there. You can see what that did is that got our shoulders more square to our target line. And you'll see your backswing. Okay, you're still underneath the shaft plane slightly, but you're not. Okay, nearly as bad as you are over here. So, you know, that's just helped your takeaway already. We'll keep going into your backswing there. Okay, once again, you know, I'd like to see you get a little bit more forward flexion, or get your, in your case, your pelvis back or posterior to your sternum. You know, you can kind of see your pelvis is directly underneath your sternum, which will also cause you to get underneath it, or, you know, come into the ball too shallow. But okay, we're still coming underneath. Now this is where we're really working on high right hip, high right shoulder, and you know, this is where when I told you you can't possibly do this enough. And once again, you're better in video on left than you are in video on the right. But you can see, you know, the higher you get that right hip coming through, the higher you get that right shoulder, the more you're going to get that club on plane. And you were starting to, in this video on the left, we were starting to get the ball airborne much better, and it wasn't curving as much. So, you know, let's work on open stance a little bit, or in your case, it'll feel like an open stance. And work on high right hip, high right shoulder coming through. And once again, you can't do it enough. You won't possibly be able to overdo it. So, and if the ball starts hooking, it's because of the overactivity of your hands taking over at the ball, because you're in such an underneath blocked position. So, and as time goes on, you're going to need to get a little bit more. It'll make it much easier for you to do all these things that we're trying to do if we get a little bit more forward flexion or improve our posture in our golf swing. So thanks for coming today. And I know you got to play golf. You got to play a match tomorrow. So try to keep it simple. But I think you know, open that stance in your case a little bit, and just think, you know, high right hip, high right shoulder, steeper angle of attack coming through, and I think your ball striking will improve. Thanks, and see you soon.